When I initially approached you, I was in a very stuck space. I was really finding it very hard to overcome my thoughts and even health, which I was completely unaware of at that time. So overall, I was feeling very low on energy, lethargic, and naturally, my negative thoughts had overpowered. Rewiring sessions that completely, I could feel that shift, that I felt light and connected with myself. And obviously, the morning everyday sessions that have released, I'm sure, काफी बार ऐसे होता है कि consciously आपको नहीं पता होता है, but over the period when you look back, I can definitely say that I can feel overall better and more aware of my emotions. I feel like getting out of my bed and going for a workout, being able to take a little break from work and being okay with that. There are going to be good and bad, and how I regulate myself is so important. I can feel that shift, I can feel that change in my mind. And I mean, I feel like myself again. I have more control over my mind. We get to interact during the inner circles. It's very inspiring. Sometimes I just like to listen to people, the way they are approaching things, perceiving things. It's really inspiring. The moment I started working on myself, realizing that I am the one who's creating all these emotions, the moment I started to appreciate myself, the moment I started getting into gratitude, the moment I started to perceive everything, like the moment my own self image changed, my perception changed, my life changed. I started believing that if I change, I can change my environment. People start looking at you differently, they start appreciating you differently, you start glowing, and plus you start taking care of yourself. So even at home, like your relation with your parents shift, you start understanding who you want to engage with. Whatever you do, unless and until you don't change your internal world, nothing will change. Basically, you become like a creator of your life and your experiences.
Hi, Khushbu. Good to have you here and welcome to the Hall of Fame of EmoPower Hub. I'm very happy to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, and I can see a lot of changes in me and the way I'm feeling. So I'm doing great.
Yeah. So tell me, what is the difference that you see in, like, if we were to say, okay, when you joined, what was it like and what is it like now in your inner space, outer space, whatever you want to talk about?
When I initially approached you, I was in a very stuck space. I was really finding it very hard to overcome my thoughts. It was overpowering me a lot. And there were certain situations that I was badly stuck in with respect to my personal life, even professionally, and even health, which I was completely unaware of at that time. So overall, I was feeling very low on energy, lethargic, and naturally, my negative thoughts had overpowered. Over the period, I remember when I had told you about one or two rewiring sessions that completely, I could feel that shift, that I felt light and connected with myself. And obviously, the morning everyday sessions that have released, I'm sure, काफी बार ऐसे होता है कि consciously आपको नहीं पता होता है, but over the period when you look back, I can definitely say that I can feel overall better and more aware of my emotions, more aware of my goals that I want to set. It's taking some push, and I needed that push, so I think that's what I got. And now when I look back, obviously I've come far from there, and now I feel more ready to approach the coming years. So that's the significance. So if in all the areas of my life, I would say health, which was a concerning part, that has improved, because that's where I was majorly stuck. Professionally, also more clarity is coming my way. Definitely, I've taken some rest from work, which I needed, and those kind of things. So that really helped. And yeah, so these are the few things.
Lovely, lovely. Very good. I see that, Khushbu, what I like about you is that when you take something, you do it well. And that's why you are, when you commit to something, you make sure that you deliver. And
Hmm.
that is what is showing up in all the, energy shift and the good work that is coming out from you in terms of your clarity and everything. So I want to ask you if, we were to say, okay, what are the three main decisive things that happened in the last 2, 3 months?
Yeah, so one major thing is that I had completely, like, since Jan, I had not worked out at all. Okay. And that has started again for me, which is very important for me, and I can feel that I feel like getting out of my bed and going for a workout. So that's a big important change. Second is with respect to my professional decisions. So being able to take a little break from work and being okay with that, and I have communicated that I want to shift my team and those kind of things. So that is the second big change that will come along the way in Jan onwards, that will happen. And third is with respect to just understanding कि मतलब पहले कैसे होता था ना, I used to only expect good things only and only, but now I've realized that there are going to be good and bad, and how I regulate myself is so important. So in the last few, like, I also learned a lot of breathing techniques, so because those were the intentions I was setting, right? So I'm sure that that's how the opportunities flew my way. Initially एक हफ्ता तो ठीक है, but after that, when I can feel that shift, I can feel that change in my mind, and I mean, I feel like myself again. So that's the most important thing. So now I feel ready to take up anything, like, yeah, because
Good.
I have more control over my mind. So these are the three things. I think this last few months, I've realized the importance of my own health, and realized that there are going to be ups, downs, positives, negatives, everything,
Hmm.
and being okay with that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that maturity has evolved for sure for me.
Good, good, good. Good, very good. And I see you taking some vacations and you were not posting for a long time. So I see, like, from that time to now, there is a lot of, coming back to that element of yours, like Khushbu
Yeah.
thing is
Yeah,
back.
vacation, I completely forgot actually. So I took a trip with my friends. I totally enjoyed it. Actually, this is my first trip with my friends. And again, हमेशा ऐसे होता है कि टाइम मैच नहीं होता, किसी भी सबका कुछ ना कुछ कमिटमेंट होता है somehow. Maybe it was the intention again, that four people जिनकी alignment इतनी strong थी कि we all were into spirituality and everything,
Yeah.
that we all actually enjoyed. Okay. And we all came from similar backgrounds, so it was even more fun. Trust me, like, I never thought that a vacation could help me, but even that shift made me feel a lot of shift. And udhar bhi I was doing the morning power up sessions. So again, that was fun, like you're doing it in the near the mountains and everything, so it was good.
Very good, very good. How is the community helping you? Just being with the people who are there in the community, how's that helping?
So, especially because we get to interact during the inner circles, it's very inspiring. Sometimes I just like to listen to people, the way they are approaching things, perceiving things. It's really inspiring because I think I like to listen to other people's goals. It gives me an insight. Ki,
Mm.
"Acha, this is something I can also do."
Yeah.
So, abhi recently, it has started to come up to me, and this is the realization I had. Ki, अगर मैं कुछ कर रही हूँ कभी कभी I don't think I can be the best at it, but I've had that realization now, and now when I'm thinking about it, like, why not? I can also do it. So
Mm.
slowly I can see that shift. So that really helps. I think I totally enjoy, as you know, the inner circles, and even the rewirings. Yeah.
I saw a shift
Yeah.
in the sessions where you said, okay, I never thought of it like this and all that. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Generally, inner circles give you that aha moments.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Good, very good. So, what is your message for anybody who wants to work on themselves or who's struggling in any space, especially like,
hmm,
because it looks very different from the outside. Seems like the world is doing something to us.
yeah,
So the professional setup. I remember so many things about you. Like at each moment you would ask me, ma'am, I'm thinking of this. Is it making sense? Work front, health front, at home, trips, all that. And
yeah,
there would be a small discussion. Next, I hear that you've done it. Like, you've gone ahead and done it. So a lot of action from your side as well.
yeah.
But at the same time, what is your message for everybody who wants to, sort out the mess, so to say, in their
Hmm,
life and is probably not thinking of anything external like this?
hmm, hmm.
Yes.
So it's been, I think, almost 3 years since I've been in this space, right? And talking from my experience, because I was someone who was a lot into my own story, a lot into, like, okay, this all has happened with me, so that has shaped me to be this person.
Hmm.
So naturally, काफी बार I used to end up into situations that were way out of my control and would have emotionally really impact me. And obviously I was very low on my own confidence and self-image. And I have tried many things. I have tried to make friends with people. I've tried to go out. I have in fact even booked one solo trip 2018, like years ago. But luckily, one of my friends also came along. वरना मैं बहुत बोर हो जाती. But I have spent a lot on external experiences, frankly. But every time I remember I'd gone to Singapore and मुझे वहां पे और इमोशनल फील हो रहा था. And I realized that I'm taking my own self there because everything is here. The moment I started working on myself, realizing that I am the one who's creating all these emotions inside me over and over. एक बार वो emotion create हो गया, but after that it's me. And the moment I started to appreciate myself, the moment I started getting into gratitude, the moment I started to perceive everything, like if let's say something went wrong at work, how I'm taking it and how fast I'm moving forward from it, and that happens through releasing angry, upset, whatever, within few minutes, maybe not in the moment, but I'll see myself in the next 10 minutes I'm out of it, or I'm getting some idea to get out of it. So I started to see that change. The moment my own self-image changed, my perception changed, my life changed. I have my vision board right here. A lot of things are already done, so I have to create a new one. But I could see that I started believing that if I change, I can change my environment.
Yes, yes,
And be it material or non-material, and even if it is material, yeah, it will bring you joy. But eventually, you will realize, like, wo hota na, that wisdom starts making sense to you, and you start meeting people, you start connecting with them more effectively. Like a lot of friends that I made, even people start looking at you differently, they start appreciating you differently, you start glowing, and plus you start taking care of yourself. So I think overall it's a great thing. However, what I did not had not realized that there can be ups and downs in your growth journey also. So that's a learning for me, that oh, there will be some areas of your life that were not completely healed and maybe went downhill, and now you have to work on it and not let it impact other areas again. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो मुझे realization नहीं था, and of course that was my learning. But again, nothing externally again helped me. Again, I had to work on myself only, release my emotions, journal, and do everything whatever I can do internally. I can tell for a fact that it is only my effort to shift my thought push towards positive that again I feel again good. Any whatever you do, unless and until you don't change your internal world, nothing will change. क्योंकि अगर कुछ अच्छा होगा भी, होगा for sure, but you will find stories and issues to make it bad if you've not healed from it. So like recently I started to practice gratitude in a way that from internal to external. So like from life to my organs to my body to the bed, roof, house, anything, like then the trees that I see outside, ऐसे करके. So it's even more fun. And actually, during the day, if I'm out, I see and I'm like, oh, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful. So it's all about rewiring your own mind.
good, 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 good.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
good.
so pleased to see this. I'm so happy. And one last thing, maybe. So while all this change is happening within, do you see, I know you've spoken about it, at least at work, I know that, the reciprocation from people was different.
Hmm.
Things eased out.
Yeah.
The projects that were very difficult at one point, like,
Hmm.
went away with a lot of ease. So do you see the external environment also shifting positively around you?
Absolutely. Actually, so there are some techniques that we learn. Once you clear your energy, you start seeing changes in people's attitude. Uh, so I remember, like, this is just an example. So one of the person in my office, he used to pretty much be always angry. But when it came to me, because I always sent good vibes towards him, I never spoke badly about him or took his whatever he said negatively.
Mm.
He always spoke so nicely to me, and everyone used to be like, oh my god, how is this happening? But internally I knew that because I am not
Yeah.
engaging in that negativity is why it's not getting reciprocated. And even if there's something, I'm able to release it, at least because I know how to release it. सो काफी चीजें मैंने देखी है इन माय एनवायरनमेंट, पीपल लाइक इवन एट होम, लाइक योर रिलेशन विद योर पेरेंट्स शिफ्ट. It's obviously a journey, but it shifts. I can see that change in people. In fact, जब बहुत initially तो ऐसे हुआ था कि some people in my building who would not talk for whatever reason, they started smiling at me, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, what happened to this person? But it's just you start seeing that because people start liking your energy, so they want to be connected with you. So yeah, and plus you start understanding who you want to engage with. So good people come in your life, and basically you become like a creator of your life and your experiences. So yeah.
I love this version of Khushbu. I love it because see, I think I've seen you like from childhood to this kind. I
Yeah.
feel that, and
Yeah.
lovely because there were times when you started, I would feel why would Khushbu have doubts on herself because you have some fabulous I think capabilities. You are so good at so many things. And despite that, that niggling thought would keep coming up. Am I right? Am I taking the right decision? Things like that. That
Yeah.
confidence would fluctuate or the self-concept that you said. And it was just like, just would dust off ho gaya or it
हाँ.
seems like,
Yeah, and even like again, initially though it was too much. Like that's how I thought that who I am. I just never thought I used to like a list of things. I thought I was boring. I thought I was stupid. I thought I was whatever, like
yeah,
many things. वो तो मैंने जब we had just started, I used to release so much, like so much. And now when I think back, I'm like, why would I even think that I was stupid and I was dumb and I was boring, especially I for some reason thought that I was boring. And now I don't like it's like पहले अगर किसी ने I used to just assume if someone just is not talking to me, I would be like, oh, maybe that person doesn't find me interesting, that's why he or she is not talking to me, and those kind of things. But eventually I became very comfortable in my own space, so I stopped feeling that. Then again in the middle I started feeling that again when I stopped practicing and stopped doing things, because I told you, right, like some things happened and I stopped doing everything, and again some parts started showing up again. And then again I knew but this time I knew that it's nothing, like it can be released.
yes.
Plus the whole concept of um, you are what you think, like ultimately. So abhi just last session mein, although it was that rewiring session jo cheeze yaad nahi rehni chahiye, but it was like you are just a thinker of the thoughts.
Yes.
That was pretty bulb on, So it was like, okay, so that keeps coming to my mind. Okay, I'm just a thinker. These thoughts are there, and it can change. But
Yeah.
whatever you practice, ultimately, that happens.
You are in a great awareness zone.
Yeah,
Good, good, good. Okay. We've just begun because your program, the actual program is yet to start. Whatever we've done is only bits of it so far. So
yeah,
that's going to begin in January and a lot more is coming, your way. And you're actually doing so well. So I thought, you are the right candidate to be invited for Hall of Fame.
that's
Okay.
that's
And
good.
I look forward to all the new things that you're doing and the new projects that you've been working on
Hmm.
and your great, focus on all the key areas. You've set some goals.
Yeah, yeah. After the goal setting, so the goals are set. So I've started. If I want to learn yoga, I don't want to be best at it tomorrow only. I I
Go
will. I
back to your
will.
thoughts mastery notes, okay, for that. Just
Yeah.
go back to your thoughts mastery notes. We had done something. If you just take a look at it, maybe you'll remember that,
Acha.
when the results are not aligned with what we wanted, maybe the timelines or maybe
Hmm.
the way we've achieved them or something, it's just like tweaking a little bit in your head and
Yeah.
getting back to action.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good,
For
good.
sure. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. So, Khushbu, I look forward to all the good things that are coming your way, okay? And all the very best. And I'm around, so we'll anyways be in touch. We meet every morning. Yeah?
Yeah.